Hello friends, welcome back to i-TUTOR NCERT series. Today we are going to discuss about 6th class NCERT Geography Chapter 4 Maps. Let's begin. First, what is map? Look at this definition. A map is a representation or a drawing of the Earth's surface or a part of it drawn on a flat surface according to the scale. Okay, so what is map? A map is a representation or a drawing of the Earth's surface or a part of it drawn on a flat surface according to the scale. So there are different types of maps. Let's see. The first one is physical map. Look at this. Map showing natural features of the Earth such as mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, oceans, etc. are called physical or relief map. So what are physical maps? Physical maps are those maps which shows natural features of the Earth such as mountain, plateaus, plains, rivers and oceans, okay, etc, etc, etc. And these are also called relief maps. So physical maps are also called relief maps. Now second one is political maps. Look at this. Maps showing cities, towns and villages and different countries and states of the world with their boundaries are called political maps. So what are political maps? Those maps showing cities, towns, villages, different countries, states. So these are, and also with their boundaries. These are called political maps. So we already discussed physical maps, political maps. Now third one is thematic maps. Some maps focus on specific information such as road maps, rainfall maps, maps showing distribution of forests, industries, etc. are known as thematic maps. So what are thematic maps? These focus on specific information. These maps focus on some specific information like road or rainfall and distribution of forest, industries, so etc, etc, etc. So these are called thematic maps. Now, suitable titles are given on the basis of information provided in these maps. So suitable titles are given on this basis of the information provided on these maps. Now there are three components of maps. First one is distance, second one is direction and last one is symbol. So there are three components of maps. First one is distance, direction and symbol. What is distance? We all know what is distance. Distance is a total movement of an object without any regard or direction. So that is the distance. That's the definition of distance. Now, what is distance in according to the map? Look, scale is the ratio. This is important. Scale. What is scale? Okay, scale is inside the distance. Now look, scale is the ratio between the actual distance on the ground and the distance shown on the map. Okay, so what is scale? Scale is the ratio between the actual distance on the ground and distance shown on the map. For example, the distance between Delhi and Kolkata, okay, is approximately, let's say it's 500 kilometers. Okay, just assume. Now we can't draw 500 kilometers on a map because it's very small. So for that, what we do? We assume 5 centimeter as 500 kilometer. Okay, so we assume 5 centimeter as 500 kilometer. So that is called scale. Okay, it's a ratio between the actual distance. Here actual distance is 500 kilometer and the distance on ground and actual distance on the ground and the distance shown on the map. Here the distance shown on the map is 5 centimeter. So we convert this 500 kilometer into 5 centimeter. That is called scale. It's the ratio. Okay, it's the ratio between the actual distance on the ground and distance shown on the map. So that is scale. When large areas like continents or countries are to be shown on a paper, when we use small scale. Okay, so if we want to show a large continent or a country, then we use what? Small scale. That is called small scale map. Okay, this is called small scale map. When a small area like your village or town is to be shown on paper, then we use a large scale. Okay, if you want to show a continent or a large country, you should use what? You should use a small scale. So that map is called a small scale map. So if you want to use, if you want to represent or if you want to see your village or town to be shown in a paper, then what? Then you can use large scale map. Okay, so that's the difference between small scale map and large scale map. Now that is distance. Second one is direction. Most maps contain an arrow marked with the letter N at the upper right hand corner. Look at this picture. Look, this is north. Okay, this is an arrow shown N. Okay, if you know north, then you can know other directions, like just opposite of north is south, then here west, and here east. Okay, so look at this. This arrow shows the north direction. It is called the north line. So this line is called north line. Okay, this line is called north line. When you know the north, you can find out other directions. For example, east, west, and south. There are 4 major directions. Okay, this is a common factor. We know north, south, east, and west. They are called cardinal points. Okay, so what they are called? They are called cardinal points. Look at this. These are cardinal directions. Look at this compass. This is north. Just opposite to north is south. Then this side east, and this is west. So if you know the north point or north direction, then you can also find other directions. Now, other 4 intermediate directions are, so we already know cardinal points. Cardinal points are north, south, east, and west. Now there are some intermediate directions. Look at this. This is north. This is south. This is east, and this is west. Now, give me a minute. Now, this point or this area, this shaded area, okay, this area is called, this is between north and east. So this direction or this area is called northeast. Okay, because this is between north and east. That's why this is called northeast direction. Then what is this direction? Between south and east. So this is known as southeast direction. And same as, what is this? Between north and west. So this is known as northwest direction. And here also between south and west. So this is known as southwest direction. So these are the first 4 are called cardinal points, and these are known as intermediate directions. Okay, so there are total 8 directions: north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest. Okay, so these are the main directions. Okay, the important directions are north, west, east, and south. Now we can locate any place more accurately with the help of this intermediate direction. Okay, so we can use these intermediate directions to locate any place that is more accurate. Okay, now moving forward, next one is symbols. Okay, let's look, take a look. So we already discussed about distance and directions. Now symbols. It is the third important component of a map. It is not possible to draw a map, the actual shape and size of different features such as buildings, roads, bridges, trees, railway lines, or a wheel. So they are shown by using certain letters, shaded, colors, pictures, and lines. These symbols give a lot of information in a limited space. So what are symbols? Look at this. We can't easily, it is not possible to draw out the map an actual size or actual shape of a building or road or bridge. Okay, anything. So that's why we use symbols. How these symbols help us? Because we use some shadows, colors, pictures, etc, etc, etc. So we can find or we can understand what it means. Okay. Now there is an international agreement regarding the use of these symbols. These are called conventional symbols. Okay, so there's an international agreement regarding the use of these symbols. These are called conventional symbols. Some of the conventional symbols are shown. Various colors are used for the same purpose. For example, generally blue is used for showing water bodies. Okay, so we know generally blue is used for showing water bodies, and brown for mountains, yellow for plateaus, and green for plains. So these are some general symbols. Okay, blue for water bodies, brown for mountains, yellow for plateaus, and green for plains. Now look at this. There are some look at these roads, metal and metal. So we used metal roads in these symbols and unmetal road in this symbol. Railway line. Okay, there are also river, well, tank, canal, bridge, then temple, church, mosque, etc, etc, etc. Okay, this trees. So these are some symbols. Okay, this helps us to find the thing easily. Now moving forward, sketch. A sketch is a drawing mainly based on memory and spot observation and not to scale. Okay, sketch is a drawing mainly based on memory and spot observation, but it's not used scale. Okay, it's not used scale. Sometimes a rough drawing is required of an area to tell where a particular place is located with respect to other place. Okay, if you want to know a place, okay, if you want to know your house, okay, with respect to the nearest school, okay, with respect to nearest school, then you can use a sketch, okay, to inform you or to give the details about your house with respect to your school to your friend. So then we use sketch. Suppose you want to go to your friend's house, but you don't know the way. Your friend may make a rough drawing to show the way to his house. Such a rough drawing, okay, such a rough drawing without the scale is called a sketch map. Okay, so this is a rough drawing and without scale, this is called a sketch map. So what is sketch? It's a rough drawing, okay, without scale, and is called a sketch map. Now, what is plan? Plan is a drawing of a small area on a large scale. Okay, what is plan? Plan is the drawing of a small area on a large scale. A large scale map gives a lot of information, but there are certainly things which we may something want to know. For example, length and breadth of the room, which can be shown in a map. At that time, we can refer drawing drawn to scale called a plan. Okay, for example, when we construct our home or when we construct any buildings, we use a plan. Okay, because it can give the accurate and not accurate, it can give the length and the breadth of the room. Okay, but which can be shown in a map. The map is just an accurate, just an image. Okay, but the plan gives the length, breadth, etc, 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 which are useful for the construction. And at that time, we can refer drawing down to scale called a plan. Okay, so the plan is what? Certain things which we may sometimes want to know. For example, the length and breadth of the room, which can be shown in a map. So at that time, we can refer drawing drawn to scale called a plan. So this is called a plan. Okay, so that is sketch and plan. So that's all about the chapter. If you have any doubts, you can contact us through the comments. For more videos, do like, share, subscribe.